RP Lil B, he the reason that I told her XD. With that XD rock out like Lil B.
Because Lil B was doing the shit that folk them rap about. Folks of them was able to rap about certain shit because you had niggas like Lil B and other names that they don't want their names all over the internet type shit. But you got them Lil B and his crowd and the crowds of motherfuckers who he surround himself around, bro. And that's what they live for. So if folk them doing that shit, folks them can rap about that shit.
In these inner city gang conflicts, there's some people that are just built for war. The subject of today's video is a perfect example. The subject of today's video is known as a bloodthirsty savage that would do anything to catch his ops. He's listed as the primary suspect in over 30 different police documents. His own close friends confirmed that he would wear a different outfit for every drill. He would go as far as disguising himself as a nurse, wearing a wig, and disguising himself as a homeless man just to catch his ops off guard. He would even hide in trash cans, waiting for his ops to walk by. The subject of today's video was so ruthless that one time when he got shot in the leg, he instantly hopped in the car and shot up his enemy's territory before going to the hospital to treat his injuries. The subject of today's video is none other than Lil B, and today we're going to be telling his story. But before we get into the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Lil B, real name Rayson Shaw, was born on January 7th, 1994. He was from the south side of Chicago. He was originally a member of a sect called TYMB. TYMB primarily consists of black disciples, but they also have some gangster disciples and stones as well. Lil B was one of TYMB's most active members and would go on hits with them. Eventually he would switch sides and become a member of a rival sect called EBT. It's rumored that he switched to EBT because members of TYMB falsely accused him of snitching. One day, while playing around with guns, Lil B accidentally shot himself. This led to him being questioned by police, and that's where the snitching rumors started. These rumors caused animosity between Lil B and TYMB, and he also had family members living in EBT territory, so it was natural for him to join them. EBT is closely allied with STL, Jaro City, Taekwon World, and MOB. Some of EBT's main enemies were 600, 300, O Block, Zone 7, and TYMB. Lil B was already active in the streets, but once he joined EBT, he would take things to a whole other level. On September 26, 2011, Lil B and a member of Jaro City by the name of Tutu were walking together when they spotted a rival gang member. The person that they spotted was a Squirt Town member named Jizzle, real name Carl Spencer. Squirt Town is closely affiliated with 600. Once Lil B and Tutu spotted Jizzle, they pulled out their guns and chased him down. Once they caught up with him, they both shot him multiple times. Jizzle was shot in the head, abdomen, shoulder, and torso. He was taken to Stroger Hospital where he was tragically pronounced dead. Years later, police documents would be released confirming that Lil B and Tutu were the ones responsible for Jizzle's death. In fact, Jizzle's mother confirmed to police that she was told that Lil B and Tutu killed her son shortly after it happened. Lil B was never charged or arrested for this murder, and he would continue to do dirt in the streets. On October 18, 2011, multiple O Block members were hanging out on their block when two men wearing dark-colored clothing approached them. The two men opened fire on an O Block member by the name of Patoon, real name Edward Riley. Patoon was shot multiple times in the head, wrist, and chest. After shooting Patoon, the men turned their attention to another O Block member named Oogie, who was only 15 years old at the time. Oogie was shot in the jaw, ear, and hand, but he luckily survived his injuries. Patoon was taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 20 years old. Years later, police documents would be released that identified Lil B as one of the two shooters in this incident. However, Lil B was never arrested or charged for this murder. While doing all of this dirt in the streets, Lil B would suffer a loss of his own. On November 11, 2011, a Jaro City member by the name of Tutu, real name Carlton Archer, was walking in an alley near the block of 6200 South Eberhard Avenue when a gunman pulled up on him and opened fire. Tutu was shot in the head and torso. His body would be found hours later by a man walking his dog. Tutu was only 17 years old at the time of his death. It is widely believed that Tutu was killed by a famous member of 600 by the name of C-Day. C-Day bragged about killing Tutu countless times in his music and on social media, but as usual in Chicago, despite the blatant self-snitching, he was never charged for it. Lil B and Tutu had gone on drills together in the past, so losing him would just make Lil B even worse. Eventually, Lil B would suffer another loss. On October 30th, 2012, a Charles City member known as P5, also known as Crack, real name Derek Johnson, was in the 6200 block of South Eberhart Avenue planning to meet with somebody when he was ambushed. He was attacked by multiple shooters and was shot at least 15 times. It's even believed that he was shot up to 6 times in the face. It is widely believed that King Von and another O-Block member by the name of JMoney were 2 of the shooters in this incident. In fact, various O-Block and 600 members would diss P5 on social media and mock him for getting shot in the face. A little under a year later, Lil B would seemingly get his revenge by taking out one of the people responsible for P5's death just days before P5's birthday. On September 2nd, 2013, Lil B was in a car lurking when he spotted JMoney in another car. He had the driver follow JMoney's car, and they followed him to the 6600 block of South Rhodes Avenue. Once there, JMoney started carrying laundry into his car when Lil B hopped out of nowhere and opened fire. JMoney tried to run away but fell to the ground as he was shot multiple times. JMoney was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 21 years old. Years later, police documents would be released that confirmed Lil B as the shooter in this incident.
Think it's wicked, did like JMoney when Lil B popped out shooting targets.
Think it's wicked, did like JMoney when Lil B popped out shooting targets.
Aside from all of the murders he committed, Lil B was terrorizing people throughout Chicago, including his own people. A notorious Chicago figure by the name of Trenches News told a story about how Lil B once shot one of his fellow STL/EBT members by the name of King Cole in the leg.
We all outside. Lil B just walk up out of nowhere. He walk up out of nowhere and asks, he asked FBG Young brother like, "Hey man, I hear you talk to my girl." So everybody looking up now. People shooting dice, they looking up because they know this little motherfucker, he wild. Man, I'm talking about, he say, "No, man, you better go and holler at Cole." So he sent him off to another person. Man, Lil B walked right around the corner. "Hey, Cole. Hey, man, you been hollering at my girl." Cole looked up. "Man, you better get your goof ass on, talking about a girl." That motherfucker, popped in front of everybody. Everybody scattered like roaches, man. I'm talking about everybody scattered. He walked past 2 detective cars, bro.
It is also rumored that Lil B allegedly shot the notorious Chiraq killer D Rose in the chest, and he allegedly shot at C-Day as well. In another incident, an O-Block member named Ocho Munna told a story in an interview about how Lil B almost killed him.
You had a run-in with somebody named Lil B or something, and some crazy shit happened?
Some shit went down, man.
It was like a shootout, like what?
Man,
What was it?
we was on 63rd. It was me, and one of my old homies who was snitching on one of my homies and shit. And we on 63rd. You know, we used to try to steal iPhones. We used to be fucked up. We trying to get our high. We out there pulling a 24. We out there like 7 in the morning. A motherfucker come with he had a dog. A motherfucker had a dog. Motherfucker like, who the fuck is this with the dog? We instantly, I got a Glory Boy sweater on. This when shit popping. We get on his ass. Where you from? Woo. He woo, y'all know my uncle woo from the his name such and such. I'm like, man, what the fuck? You know, he acting like he on the phone. He woo. Y'all see my uncle? We like, nah, motherfucker, you feel me? But we all like standing like it's my homie right here, then I'm in the middle, then this other buddy and shit. And he on the phone. Long story short, this nigga pulled his pipe out and shot my homie in his jaw. Like, boom. But I guess he tried to shoot my homie in his head. Damn. So he shot my homie like, boom. My homie took off like, pew, like he didn't even get shot. If I'm lying down on my son's soul, the nigga up that bitch in my face on my son. And the gun jammed,
A member of TYMB named Feifei admitted in an interview that Lil B even attempted to kill members of his old crew when he shot at multiple TYMB members. Afterwards, he called them on the phone and bragged about it. Lil B was the biggest target for his ops, but it would ultimately be the police that took him out. On March 29, 2014, shortly before 9 in the morning, police say they observed Lil B conducting a hand-to-hand drug exchange on the 6200 block of South Eberhard. The police attempted to arrest Lil B, but he made a run for it. They chased him through gangways all the way to 67th and Rhodes, and that is when they say he pulled a gun on them. The police then opened fire on Lil B, striking him numerous times. Lil B was pronounced dead on the scene at just 20 years old. Police say a Glock semi-automatic handgun with a laser sight and extended high-capacity magazine was recovered, but family and friends who witnessed the shooting insist that that's not true. The incident drew a large crowd of people into the streets, a lot of them angry at what they viewed as an unprovoked shooting. Many of them openly confronted the police. At least 3 people were led away in handcuffs. Many dispute the police story because Lil B was shot 7 times in the back and didn't fire a single shot at the police officers. Ultimately, none of the officers that shot Lil B faced any punishment. Man, Chicago is a crazy place. There's so many people walking around there that have done things you can't even imagine, and it seems that the police barely even try to solve these crimes. Let this be a lesson to stay out of the streets. Let me know what you guys think about the situation in the comment section, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.